Most people live their entire lives without ever questioning the nature of their reality, or even the reality itself. They wake up, go to work, follow routines, and assume that what they see and feel is exactly how the world works. But what if everything you know about reality is just a thin layer of what truly exists? What if the rules you follow, the limits you accept, and even the way you experience life are all part of a carefully crafted illusion? There are codes, hidden truths about reality that only a few ever uncover. These are not just theories or abstract ideas. They are patterns, principles, and forces that dictate how everything works. And once you understand them, life is never the same. These are the 9 reality codes that only the elite have access to. The knowledge that separates those who control reality from those who are controlled by it. 1. Reality is not objective. It's a consensus agreement. Most people assume that reality is a fixed, objective thing, something that exists independently of human perception. But the truth is, reality is a consensus. What you consider real is simply the version of reality that society, culture, and authority figures have agreed upon. And here's the real secret. Those in power shape the consensus. Think about money. It has no intrinsic value. It's just paper or digital numbers. But because society agrees that it represents value, it controls people's lives. The same applies to laws, moral codes, and even history. The narratives you've been taught are not absolute truths. They are agreed upon realities that serve those who created them. The elite understand this, which is why they don't blindly follow the rules. They shape them. If reality is just a shared belief system, that means you are not as trapped as you think. You can choose different beliefs, different rules, and a different way to see the world. The moment you realize reality is flexible, you stop being controlled by it and start bending it in your favor. 2. The world runs on psychological manipulation. Most people think they make independent choices, but nearly everything you believe, buy, or support has been programmed into you. The elite don't just understand this. They use it to their advantage. They control narratives, shape perceptions, and influence behavior through media, politics, and marketing. The average person underestimates just how much psychological manipulation shapes their daily life. Social media algorithms feed you content that reinforces your existing beliefs, creating echo chambers that keep you in a mental cage. Advertisers exploit cognitive biases to make you crave things you don't need. Governments use fear to control populations. And the worst part? Most people don't even realize it's happening. Once you understand that reality is engineered through psychological influence, you can start questioning everything. Why do you believe what you believe? Who benefits from your opinions, your fears, and your habits? The moment you break free from external manipulation, you become dangerous because you start thinking for yourself. 3. Time is a construct that keeps you in line. We are taught that time is linear, that the past is behind us, the future is ahead, and we move through time in one direction. But time, as we experience it, is an illusion. It is a human-made construct designed to create order and control. Quantum physics suggests that all moments exist simultaneously. The past, present, and future are not separate. They are different perspectives of the same underlying reality. This means your future is not something you wait for. It's something you can access and influence now. The elite understand this. They don't live life as a sequence of random events. They operate on a higher timeline, one where they actively shape their future rather than react to circumstances. This is why they plan decades ahead, while the masses live day to day. Once you grasp the flexibility of time, you stop waiting and start taking control. 4. Scarcity is an illusion. Abundance is controlled. Everything you've been taught about scarcity is a lie. The idea that there's not enough wealth, success, or resources to go around is one of the biggest control mechanisms in existence. Money is printed out of thin air. There are enough resources to feed and house everyone on the planet, but scarcity is manufactured, because when people believe resources are limited, they become easier to control. The elite do not live in a scarcity mindset. They understand that value is created, not taken. They control wealth because they refuse to operate under the false belief that it's limited. The moment you stop believing in scarcity, your life changes. You stop competing and start creating. You stop thinking in terms of survival and start thinking in terms of expansion. This shift in mindset is why some people accumulate wealth effortlessly, while others struggle their entire lives. 5. Energy is more valuable than money. Money is just a tool, it's not the ultimate resource. The true currency of power is energy, not just physical energy, but mental, emotional, and spiritual energy. The elite don't waste time chasing money. They focus on managing energy. Think about it. Everything in life is a transaction of energy. When you work, you exchange energy for money. When you engage with someone emotionally, you exchange energy. The people who understand this don't waste energy on distractions, negativity, or meaningless pursuits. They conserve and redirect their energy toward things that multiply it: knowledge, influence, and control. If you're constantly exhausted, distracted, or mentally drained, it's because your energy is being hijacked. Your focus is being stolen. The key to escaping this trap is to protect and direct your energy with precision. Once you control your energy, you control your reality. 6. Everything is programming. You can rewrite it. Your beliefs, your habits, your fears, these are all programs. Most people never update their programming. They run on the same mental software they were given as children, shaped by their environment and culture. But the elite understand that the mind can be rewritten. You can unlearn limiting beliefs. You can replace fear with confidence. You can train yourself to think differently. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself, proves this. The key is conscious programming, choosing what you believe, what you consume, and how you think. The reason most people stay trapped is because they accept the programming they were given. The elite don't. They reprogram themselves to operate at a higher level, free from the constraints that keep others stuck. 7. The system is designed to keep you distracted. Everywhere you look, there's something fighting for your attention: social media, endless entertainment, sensationalized news, and mindless gossip. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself why distraction is so aggressively pushed on you? It's not random, it's by design. The system thrives on keeping people occupied with things that don't matter, so they never have time to think critically or take control of their lives. When people are distracted, they don't question authority, they don't challenge the status quo, and they don't realize how much of their potential is being wasted. This is how control works, not through force, but through manipulation of focus. The less attention you have to give to your own growth, the easier you are to control. The elite do not consume content the same way the masses do. They don't sit around watching TV for hours, arguing about pointless topics, or scrolling endlessly on social media. They understand that attention is their most valuable resource, and they guard it with everything they have. They carefully choose what they consume, avoiding anything that drains their mental energy without giving anything valuable in return. This is why they remain in control while others stay stuck in cycles of entertainment and distraction. If you don't manage your attention, someone else will do it for you. And the system is designed to make sure that someone is always working against your best interests. Look at your own life. How much of your day is spent consuming instead of creating? How much time is spent watching, scrolling, or arguing instead of building, learning, and taking action? The moment you reclaim control over your focus, everything changes. You start seeing through the noise. You stop engaging in pointless debates, stop consuming information that doesn't serve you, and stop letting distractions keep you in a passive state. The elite understand that attention is power, and those who control their focus control their reality. If you want to escape the system, you must break free from the endless cycle of distraction and start thinking and acting with intent. 8. Reality rewards those who take action. There's a hard truth that separates those who succeed from those who remain stuck. Nothing changes unless you move. The world does not reward knowledge alone. It does not reward intelligence, talent, or even potential. It rewards action. You can have all the insight in the world, but if you do nothing with it, it's worthless. Most people wait. Wait for the perfect time, the right opportunity, or for someone to give them permission to act. But reality doesn't work that way. The only thing that moves you forward is what you do, not what you know. The elite understand this, which is why they don't hesitate. They execute, adjust, and keep moving while everyone else is still thinking. Fear of failure keeps most people stuck in place. They hesitate because they are afraid of making mistakes, of looking stupid, or of losing what they already have. But what they fail to realize is that inaction is the biggest risk of all. While they sit and wait, opportunities pass them by. The world keeps moving forward, and they stay exactly where they are. The elite are not reckless, but they are decisive. They take calculated risks, learn from failures, and move faster than everyone else. That's why they stay ahead. They don't waste years preparing. They start, and they refine as they go. Ask yourself, what have you been delaying? What goal, decision, or opportunity have you put off because you were waiting for the right moment? The truth is, there is no perfect time. There is only now. Action creates momentum, and momentum leads to results. If you hesitate, you lose. If you wait, someone else takes the opportunity you could have had. The difference between those who control their reality and those who are controlled by it is simple. One group acts, the other waits. If you want to be on the right side of that equation, start now. 9. Power is an internal game. Master yourself, master the world. Most people think power comes from external things, money, status, connections. They believe that if they just had more wealth, more influence, or more respect, they would be in control. But the truth is, power starts from within. The most powerful people in the world are not controlled by their emotions, impulses, or fears. They are internally stable, mentally disciplined, and completely in control of themselves. And because they control themselves, they can control everything around them. Look at history's most dominant figures. They were not just rich or well-connected. They had a level of inner mastery that made them untouchable. They were unshaken by criticism, unaffected by temporary failures, and immune to manipulation. They understood that the strongest foundation for power is the mind. If you cannot control your own thoughts, emotions, and actions, then someone else will. This is why the masses are easily swayed by fear, trends, and external pressure. They have never learned to master themselves, so they are always at the mercy of the world around them. The elite spend years sharpening their mental and emotional discipline. They train themselves to stay calm under pressure, to resist distractions, and to operate from logic rather than impulse. They know that real power is not about reacting, it's about dictating the terms of the game. If you want to elevate yourself, this is where you start. Master your thoughts, master your emotions, master your actions. When you can remain stable while others panic, when you can move forward without hesitation, and when you can maintain control in any situation, you become unstoppable. And at that point, external power follows naturally, because the world bends to those who have already mastered themselves. If you have made it this far, comment down below with the word 100% to confirm that you have received the knowledge from this video. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.